We have a Saturday here at 360 Trails at Gateway Regional Park in Gig Harbor / Wana / Purdy, Washington. Videos from last week, you'll know there wasn't much pedaling going on at Mount Bachelor. Just the lift rides to the top, the majestic top, mid-mountain anyway, at Mount Bachelor, and then coming downhill. So I'd like to be able to say, I wish I could report that, boy, getting back to the pedaling, I sure missed it. But I don't. Whew. Coming up on the end of East Wing, and the trail itself is about 1.05 miles long and probably about 1.25 miles from the parking lot. It's a few minor climbs and switchbacks, but nothing major. But it's a really good way to get warmed up, and it drops you into the heart of the trail system essentially. Coming out of East Wing, pedaling up the Fire Road for maybe another 1/4 mile, 1/2 mile. We'll bring it to the beginning of Ticket to Ride, and this area here is got 2 versions, a longer version and a shorter version, and there's also kind of like a little area up there where you can just kind of lap this area right here and do some drops, a couple wooden features, things like that. So this is Ticket to Ride. I'm gonna probably do a drop, do a lap around, and then go all the way down. On the map, this area is called Misfits Drop Zone, named after the Misfits Mountain Bike Club, a group of amazing ladies that have taken up mountain biking and shred. I think maybe they're dissolved at this point, but been around ever since I've been doing it, and even before in BMX. And so you get 2 drops here that you can take, and they'll go down and do a loop around and do a lap around roller coaster and back into the climbing trail. Or you can take that one, and that one takes you onto the rest of the shorter loop of Ticket to Ride. The longer loop is back up there, and it's pretty fun, but when they say it's a longer loop, it is quite a bit longer. It basically comes right back out over here, whereas this area to the little wooden skinny area takes about a minute. That one coming up and around to get to the same area where the wooden skinny is takes probably 15 or 20. So anyway, just gonna do some drops. Some drops. I really just meant a drop. So let's check it out. Ooh, it's a little loose. It's fun though. Good practice on drops. One's a little bit more aggressive than the other, but they're both really good. All right, on to Ticket to Ride. this way and not hit the teeter-totter. I always say I'm not gonna, but then I always do, because it's fun. Woo-hoo. Or should I say, wee. It is pretty loose, sandy. Some upper blood pressure. Ooh, looks like maybe there's been some weed whacking since the last time I was here. Kind of see where you're gonna go. That's nice. All right, here we go. Awesome. That was fantastic. These guys went down Dissidents, I think. I'm gonna go down Instant Larry. Kind of like Dissidents, but shorter. Get me back to the parking lot. Yeah, that was cool. Back at Miss America one more time. She's a beaut, Clark. I miss her when I'm not with her, that's for sure. That was a pretty good run at 360 Trails today. It's almost 11 o'clock, so I was out there a lot longer than I expected. I mean, I think the ride itself was like an hour, 55 minutes according to Strava, or at least time from the time I pressed record to the time I hit end. And when I did get here, I had to pump up my rear shock because I had let all the air out of it a week ago or something like that, 2 weeks ago. And I had to put some air in the tires, and I had to look for the red valve stem caps because the red, and I dropped them in a bunch of green grass and I can't see colors very well, so that took me a while to find that. And I didn't really spot it. I actually, like, you know, found it like I was reading something in Braille, and I was like, oh shit, there it is. So I found it by accident, put it back on. Then I got to riding, and good run, man. Like I said in the beginning of the video, like, oh, I don't miss pedaling, but I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of part of the fitness routine that I have, which isn't much except mountain biking, occasional time in the gym, but mostly riding my bike, and pedaling is a big part of that. So I did enjoy that, getting some pedals in. I rode in on East Wing, like I often do. It's about 1.05 miles from the beginning of the trail to the end of the trail, and about 1.25 miles from the parking lot to the end of the trail. And then probably about 1/2 mile on that fire road to get to the beginning of Ticket to Ride. I did one loop around the skills area there of Ticket to Ride, one drop, back to the top, and then hit Ticket to Ride, the short trail, all the way down to the jump lines. I even went over the teeter-totter, which I can't help myself. I have to do it. And then I did a couple runs down the jump lines, 2 down OG, 1 down learning curve. I would normally, you know, take a couple stabs at overtime at this point in my riding progression, but everything was pretty dusty. There was some sand and stuff in the turns, and some of the bases, some of the jumps had some soft stuff, so like right when you got to them, there was a boop, your front tire kind of washed around a little bit, which was an unsettling feeling. So I kind of, you know, took the used my risk assessment skills that I learned in the Coast Guard and said, does the benefit of hitting these overtime jumps outweigh the risk of going to the hospital? And I said no. Sometimes it does, but not today. I would have, you know, taken a stab at overtime a few times, and you know where I'm at with my riding right now, and maybe even tried the lower level of blood pressure, you know, at least those first 3 jumps to kind of get back in the swing of things. I probably haven't been to 360 in about a month, but it was pretty dry, and like even on some of the learning curve and the OG jump line, like at the base of the jumps, you know, before the lip, it was a little sandy and soft, so you could feel your front tire swirling around. So I didn't really want to try that on some of the bigger jumps, but still had 6 miles. Great time today out there for, you know, a little bit at 360. Trails are otherwise in great shape, so hit it up, check it out, like and subscribe.